Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Committed Critics, a pop culture podcast where we're not only committed to our opinions, but also each other.
Aww.
I'm Kevin Lau.
I'm Ryan Davis.
And I'm Zachary Wright. Welcome back, boys. It's good to be here again. 2 times in a row.
Yeah. We'll just, now we're 2 weeks apart. So
That bi-weekly split, more time to record stuff, be together again. I love it.
just kind of consolidate everything to one session instead of 2 sessions.
Makes our life
Makes it so much easier.
exactly
Just a little bit.
a lot easier.
But yeah, as you can probably tell from the title, we're not trying to stay trendy right now. Although
That's next week.
That's next week. We're gonna be super. No, yeah, right. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna be trendy. Hopefully, still trendy enough to get the views. But right now, we're going backwards a little bit in comic book history because Zach wanted to read some more comic books, and I was like, "Hey, here's some you can choose from." And Zach's like, "Well, this one's written by Kyle Higgins. I want to read that one." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So, Nightwing, New 52 Nightwing, Volume 1, Traps and Trapezes. Written by Kyle Higgins and illustrated by Eddie Barrows. That is what we're reviewing today. I don't know, Zach, did you have a chance to read beyond Volume 1?
No. So I started reading Volume 1, and then it connects to the Batman New 52 with the Court of Owls. So I started reading that after I finished Volume 1. I got a comic book itch to scratch, gentlemen, and by golly, this is scratching it.
Nice. We're going to become a Kyle Higgins podcast because he just scratches that itch for you.
I saw Kyle Higgins. I'm like, oh, that's Radiant Black. And I went, Kevin. And you're like, nice. And I'm like, let's go.
Oh my.
Yeah, this is I've read New 52 Nightwing a few years ago, basically right after it finished. And I really enjoyed it. It's like New 52 had a lot of editorial problems where like the higher up people were like, demanding the writers and illustrators do these things with the story and having it to be more connected than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Nightwing is the only Bat Family series that actually manages to be its own solo series despite all the tie-ins it has to do.
Yeah.
Which is like if you read Batgirl or Teen Titans, you're gonna see a huge issue with that as well. But yeah, quick spoiler-free thoughts on New 52 Nightwing, Volume 1. This is, like I said, this is one of the more solid New 52 titles out of all 52 other series there are. This is one of my favorite ones because I also really like Flash and Justice League and Batman. I think those are with Nightwing, those are the 4 main ones. Although I have not read Green Arrow by Jeff Lemire, which starts like Volume 2 or 3. Oh yeah, you have.
I've read the first 2 volumes. It's pretty good. To be fair, that was back when I didn't really know how to read comic books. Like not back when I didn't know how to read comic books, but like I was just reading it to read it. I'm like, oh, this is decent. But I do want to go back and reread it at some point and actually put through a certain lens and like some criticism behind it. So we'll see.
Right.
For my memory, it's good.
When you go back to reading it, oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I thought you were about to say Green Lantern. That's why I was like, oh, okay, I know. Oh, never mind.
So Zach, when you go back to reading Green Arrow, Jeff Lemire doesn't write the beginning of the series. I think he either comes in Volume 2 or Volume 3. So whenever before he comes in, it's terrible. Just keep going until he starts writing it, and then apparently it gets better. Yeah,
I've read the first volume, and it was good from what I remember. It started with the Ninth Circle, I believe. That was that whole story with Emiko. Or Emiko, I think that's how you pronounce her name. And then I've moved on to Volume 2, where he's back on an island. And then that's where I stopped, because I could never find Volume 3 in stores.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ryan, but you bring up a good point with Green Lantern. That one's another good series as well.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I thought Green Lantern was good. But, I mean, what do I know?
I only read comic books.
Ryan hates Ragnarok, though, so can we really trust his opinions?
Yeah, you can.
I know, I'm just giving
movie. This is a comic. There's a difference.
I'm just giving you crap, Ryan.
But despite all the tie-ins and editorial problems that New 52 Nightwing has, it's still a very coherent story. Like, you're able to chart the path of Dick Grayson's character growth as the series goes on. This was my introduction to Dick Grayson, and it actually got me invested in the character. So, even if it's not the greatest, it's still the job of making me really like Nightwing and want to read more of Nightwing. So it's a bit shaky first volume, but I
Yeah.
give it a 3 out of 5. What about you, Ryan?
I gave it also a 3 out of 5. I've read several New 52 titles, pretty much all the ones you listed except for Batman. I surprisingly had not read Batman. This is also my first time reading Nightwing.
I was so surprised when you told me that last week.
Yeah, I just never got, like, I saw stuff, but I never, like, read it because I was like, oh, I'm going to read Teen Titans because, you know, I'm a big Teen Titans fan. And it was terrible, and I forced myself to finish it, and I was disappointed with myself. And so I did not read any other New 52 titles until Kevin handed me his entire Flash collection.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will say this is okay. I like it's weird because the beginning just kind of like just jumps in, and I was like, oh, no fanfare, nothing. It's just like Nightwing's here, and I was like, okay, well, sure, why not?
Don't worry about
it. Definitely, I enjoyed it. It definitely it made me remind me of Spider-Man. I mean, I feel like Nightwing has always been the kind of Spider-Man of the DC universe with his personality, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, maybe that's just me. But and with the costume, it didn't help.
It's those grappling hooks from those skirmish sticks.
And the jokes.
Yeah, the quips.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Ryan. That's what made me like Nightwing when I was reading it for the first time. I was like, oh, like he's like DC Universe Spider-Man. I like it.
Yeah, he's much more upbeat considering like the entire rest of his family is like depressed as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's also weird.
Dick Grayson is the embodiment of toxic positivity.
Everyone else in the Bat family is just like, man,
don't worry,
everything's suck.
Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. My dad is dead.
All our parents are dead, Dick. Have some respect.
Yeah, but we got video games,
and we got a new dad.
Alfred. They got the MVP Alfred.
That's true. We got Gramps and Dad over here.
Dad just backhanding people.
Dad's
I'm
missing
sorry, Ryan.
for
I didn't
2
mean to interrupt.
days.
Continue.
No, that's pretty much it. Like I thought it was okay. Like I said, 3 out of 5. I'm curious to read the rest of it because I started reading Nightwing Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd read Rebirth before I even read New 52. So say what you want about me.
Yeah, I would say New 52 Nightwing gets better. It ends on a weird note though, as it transitions to Grayson.
Yeah, I know why it transitions to Grayson, but
Interesting.
Yeah, and then Rebirth, I heard mixed things about it. I know Tim Seeley, one of my favorite comic writers, writes Rebirth, but Nightwing Rebirth, but I don't know how he would handle the character of Nightwing.
It's good until he gets a certain object lodged in his head.
Oh, you read that far? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in reading the current run that's happening right now. That started with issue 78 by Tom Taylor, who wrote Deceased, and is writing the Son of Superman right now.
I was gonna say, didn't he do Superman comics? Tom Taylor.
He's doing the Son of Superman right now.
Cool.
With Jonathan.
Aged him up. Bastards.
Aged up Jonathan. Hey, he didn't do it. That's all Brian Michael Bendis. So.
Yeah, stupid.
Oh,
But
Tom
Zach,
Taylor also did Injustice.
Yes, he also wrote the Injustice series.
Injustice is really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good series. But Zach, what did you think about Nightwing? I know how many comics have you read, Zach?
Okay, so
2.
No, I've read Green Arrow. I've read those 2 volumes. So I guess are we counting volumes or comics here? We gotta
Let's say volumes. I think in your case we can count volumes.
Okay, so we'll do 2 Green Arrows. Ryan, did I read how many of Red Hood and the Outlaws did I read? 3?
I think you read 3, yeah.
So that's 5.
Okay, so 5. You read 1 volume of Justice League.
1 volume of Justice League, I did read that, and then I read
and 1
Groot.
volume of Radiant Black.
I read Groot and then Radiant Black, so I'm at 8 right now. And then I read Nightwing, I believe.
So this is your 9th comic.
Well, and then I technically read the first 3 issues of Invincible too.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Meanwhile,
first 3 volumes, yeah. So
me and Kevin looking at our
12.
shelves like, man, 9 volumes. Zach.
I have a very eclectic collection of comics. It's got to be a good comic to make my collection. It's got to be a great comic to make my collection, boys. But real quick,
only the cream of the crop.
Exactly. Hang on, real quick, circling back. Kevin and Ryan, when did you guys talk about Ryan not reading Batman New 52? Where can people listen to that at?
What's the time code for it?
No, I'm plugging the Batman Telltale series. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh, it was like, wait a second.
I just
Surprising
assumed
the
that it would have been
Batman
the
Telltale
Batman
series
Telltale
plugs the
series.
comics, so.
Well, I think it'll come up. Yeah, we didn't record the last. So Ryan told me about it after we recorded episode 2. So I guess episode 3 of Batman, the Telltale series, Let's Play that Ryan and I are doing on YouTube on Committed Critics. So yeah, we'll eventually talk about it. I think we'll talk about it a little more in our Patreon exclusive portion of the episode as well.
Yay. Cool. Just wanted to hit that note. Going back to my thoughts. I've only read a handful of comics, like I said. It's
12 volumes.
Yeah, volumes.
According to my math.
And most of them have been from the New 52, which is strange enough. And people say the New 52
it's like it's the best starting point.
Yeah.
Given how shaky it is.
Yeah, I really don't know where else if I wanted to get into comics where I would start if the New 52 didn't really happen. So I'm kind of grateful for it for my own selfish reasons.
Same here.
I guess that kind of shows us how much like of a novice that I am, you know. I did enjoy Nightwing Volume 1 a lot though. I thought the writing was really great. And I liked the characterization of Dick Grayson. I liked how you guys said he's like the quippy version or the DC version of Spider-Man. I agree. I liked his womanizing ways. He was very suave with the ladies. And his fighting was really cool. The only thing I didn't really enjoy too much was the time skips in the stories. That made it really seem like it was a full comic book. Like, comic book like issue of the week. We were here last week kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. New 52 definitely leaned into like issue by issue stories, which it really both work. It worked at the time, but when you collect, but now people that was when people were transitioning to reading volumes. So I mean, I'll talk about this more in our Patreon exclusive portion of the episode, but a little bit more of our like the more modern comic book history.
Yeah, so like with that, it just kind of broke the illusion that this volume was a full story, you know, because it had like this volume it does have a full arc for Dick, which was kind of cool. But yeah, even though it was still good, I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Cool. All right. Now we're going to dive into spoilers for New 52 Nightwing Volume 1. So if you haven't read it, go ahead and read it now. You can read it either pick it up at your library. They're still in print, so you can buy it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, what have you. And if your library is partnered with Hoopla, Hoopla, not sponsored, well, you can read it for free on there. And diving to spoilers, what is one thing you liked about New 52 Nightwing Volume 1? Zach, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I think we've been ingrained in our culture, in our media consumption with how just dark Batman is, right? Batman's always like, oh, Batman, you know, I'm going to go kill a lot of people. Besides like the Lego Batman, which is very, very nice and a change of pace, right?
Right.
And like the original Batman comics, like it was very colorful. Like Adam West Batman, for example, like colorful, fun, silly. And seeing Dick Grayson like himself was fun and fantastic to watch. The happier version or like a more colorful version of Batman run around was fun to watch. Like I really enjoyed that aspect of it, in my opinion. That's the one thing I really took away from this comic. What's like, oh, Nightwing is just has a little more fun with his job, you know? Like, yeah, he might get something lodged in his head later on, you know? But he still has fun doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, when I was reading this, I was like, oh, Dick Grayson's characterization of Dick Grayson's characters felt spot on for what he was going for. Clashing with the in-house dark DC style that was hip and cool in 2012, where it was in New 52 is like everything's dark now and has like almost the same art style no matter what artist is working on it. This one has the same art style, but like the writing was different and like was a nice counter clash with the art. Overall, like this series is a nice counterpart to New 52 Batman, which leaned into gothic horror.
Right, for sure.
How about you, Ryan?
I mean, like I said earlier, it had a very Spidey X personality. I want to add something to Zach where he said, yeah, he's a dog, a ladies' man. Yeah, he's a ladies' man with no luck. Because every single one of his girlfriends just breaks up with him. But yeah, no, he's definitely like the happy Batman-ish kind of character for the DC universe. And I enjoyed that. Like, it was very much... It's a nice change of pace, although I have been reading a lot more of the younger heroes. It's like, sometimes the younger heroes are just much more fun to read. Only because they're like, yeah, my life sucks, but it's great.
Yeah, I get that.
It could be worse.
So it's like
I could be dead.
It's like I'm a peak physical human shape, but also like screw this.
It could be worse. Batman could throw me out of a window, whatever.
Could be worse.
Like
I could be Jason Todd.
Oof. Rip.
Hey, Jason Todd is good. Damien is the problem right now.
Yeah. R.I.P. Damien. All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break, and we come back and talk about one thing we didn't like and our kind of final thoughts on New 52 Nightwing. See you in a bit. Starting a podcast? Try a Podbean Unlimited hosting plan. It's what we use here at Committed Critics, giving us the opportunity to have our show on Pandora, iHeartRadio, and even Spotify. You can get your first month of unlimited hosting for free on us by going to podbean.com/committedcrits, just like our Twitter, or by clicking the link in the description. Podbean, the easiest, most affordable option to get started in podcasting.
Don't you wish there was a pop culture review site that appealed to cinephiles, both professional and casual? Well, look no further than crpwrites.com. New content such as movie and TV reviews, film essays, and more are released every week by writers who crave for movies like every moviegoer craves for popcorn. CRP Writes is dedicated to making sure no one is wasting time or money where they shouldn't be. After all, you have to be able to buy your popcorn and eat it too. crpwrites.com. Casual reviews with purpose since 2018.
And welcome back to Committed Critics as we continue our talk about New 52 Nightwing. And one thing we did not like about it, my thing, and I thought Ryan's gonna agree with me. I know he is, even though he didn't put in notes. The red costume, not a fan.
Ugh, I'm
Boo,
like,
it's fine.
I never thought I would like have a problem with just like, especially color red, because I love red. But like with Nightwing, I was just like, why does he have a red costume? He's blue.
Red is part of your username.
I know. No, there's already a red character in the Bat family. He can keep the blue.
Can I tell you about Red Robin, Ryan?
Red Robin.
That was the stupidest name. That
they all have a little red through line now. It's cute.
No, it was so
cute. They're all connected.
When I heard it, I was like, you're Red Robin now? You're just okay. Congratulations, you're a food chain.
Dick's got his red costume. Jason's got his red hood. Red Robin, and then Damien's got a little red in his Robin costume for sure. They all got a little bit of red in them, a little blood.
And
they got red in their ledger.
Red hair.
They got red in their ledger.
Batgirl has red hair, and I guess Alfred. I mean, I don't know.
He used to be a redhead.
Yeah, Alfred just has red pubes.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Look, I will say the best thing that these characters ever did was give them their rebirth outfits, except for Tim Drake. I didn't like his costume, but I like the name he chose.
Right. Yeah. No.
What was his name?
He changed his name to just Drake.
Oh, lame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not.
It's type of bird.
I know. I'm just kidding.
It made the costume was just the red costume, just kind of like it's super nitpicky of me, but I'm just like the New 52 was like an introduction to characters and supposed to make like get you used to their iconography, and it's just like you took away what made Nightwing iconic by making it a dark red instead of a bright blue.
So I guess my question is, does the blue costume never show up in the New 52 run?
The new blue costume does not show up in New 52.
Okay, so then that's an issue. I figure like the red costume was like his starter costume, like before they get like their main iconic like costume.
Right.
No.
It doesn't come back until Rebirth.
Gotcha. All right, never mind. It's dumb then.
And that's why people were happy in Rebirth, because they were like, "Oh, it's blue again."
Yeah, and it's it wasn't even like a choice with Kyle Higgins and Eddie Barrows. It was an editorial choice that his costume has to be red, which probably had to do with like the through line that you were pointing out, Zach, that maybe they wanted that through line. The real reason hasn't come out yet.
Gotcha.
Is yet to be revealed. But Ryan, what's one thing you didn't like about this volume?
The random demon issue.
What the hell was that?
I was just like, all right.
It.
I was like, well, the transition was literally like, okay, yeah, Barbara was here, Raya's jealous. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is pretty interesting. Next issue, I'm summoning a demon to go steal one of the people in the circus. And I'm like, what?
I was so confused. I'm like, is he fighting a demon right now?
And winning? I was like,
winning?
I was like, Superman has problems fighting demons sometimes. Nightwing, on the other hand, just like jumps over him and beats the shit out of him.
My favorite thing was just like, this demon must suck, right? Like, man, this demon sucks. He can't even take out a human who does backflips. Like, seriously.
I like that he has Etrigan's little curse where he has to rhyme everything. I was like, so he's, I guess, friends with Etrigan or something. I'm just like, the problem I had was just it transitioned just weirdly from, all right, this has been a good little thing to
summon
demon.
A demon's being summoned.
I turned the page and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, of course it's New Orleans. Okay, y'all just also, I didn't like the whole trek around the U.S. How did no one figure out that Dick Grayson was Nightwing? Because every single place that circus went, ever since Dick Grayson joined, Nightwing showed up as well.
I'm gonna be honest. I just assumed everyone in the circus already knew that he was Nightwing at the end.
I thought they were all, at first I thought they were all in it for a second, and then I realized no, that's not it.
Yeah, I like the travelogue aspect of it because it works with the episodic nature of comic books, but it there was some gaps in logic where you're just like, wait a second, like how does no one know?
It's how I feel about Titans Dick Grayson. It's like he shows up like as Dick Grayson, like, hey, I'm Dick Grayson, says it to everyone he meets. And then literally, like an hour later, he shows up as Nightwing, and no one's supposed to be like, this Nightwing character showed up in the same area as this Dick Grayson guy who's been investigating the same thing.
Face is the same shape, hair is the same. It's got the same butt.
That's America's ass.
How about you, Zach? What's one thing you didn't like about this value?
So I just thought of something else before I say my one thing I wrote in the document. I did not enjoy the villain reveal.
Yeah.
I was like,
you saw it coming a mile away, I'm sure.
I was really kind of hoping it was Raya. And I was like, that's what I was like pulling for. I'm like, okay, it's going to be her. She's going to be Psycho. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, oh, that was going to be really cool. And it was just the other Raymond dude. I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. Whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the panel setup was kind of confusing and hard to read. Like I kept having to reread some pages because my eyes were drawn to the wrong order panels, and I was like, "Oh wait, this conversation, I'm in the wrong spot. Hang on, go back, reread it." I'm like, "Okay, there we go."
Fair,
yeah.
Exactly. But like that was the only way really two gripes with it was like the villain reveal was just kind of lame, and I was like, whatever.
To piggyback off that, I mean the whole like twist at the end is just kind of like. I was like, did not see that coming from, Raymond's alive. I guess, like, after Dick Grayson left, the entire circus was just like, you know what? Screw it. We're all criminals now.
Yeah.
And I guess it was like, the circus has always been working for the Court of Owls to kidnap one random child and make him into a talent. I was like, huh?
Okay, I didn't mind that.
It takes a left turn.
I didn't mind the Court of Owls tie-in. It reminds me of like League of Assassins kind of thing, like that whole kind of vibe. Yeah. I didn't mind that. But the fact that
because the Court of Owls is like is like an underground organization that's like been hidden for so long. So like it's a nice twist, but it's like, oh man, now I gotta read Court of Owls now.
Right. It just should have been set up a little bit better before they like set up a little bit better in the beginning of the Nightwing issue before they revealed it.
But of all the places to kidnap children, you're gonna choose a circus. You're gonna be like, "Yeah, where's the best place I can find like master assassins?"
Backflips, bro. Backflips. You want here's Ryan.
Honestly, actually, Ryan, like that's actually the best place to do that.
I can choose from this array.
You know the story of the well, I don't know if it's a myth or whatever, but just like kids running away and joining the circus. Yeah, they got nothing. They're leaving nothing. They have nothing to let go of.
It just was like so left field that I was like, all right, the Court of Owls is recruiting kids from the circus and turning them into master assassins.
Because they learn acrobats and stuff like that. So.
Here's the deal though. Like, honestly, if you're picking between a pool of two people, right? So you're going to pick either the child acrobat who can do a bunch of backflips and be kind of stealthy and be very nimble and agile, or you're going to pick the one orphan who just had his rich parents killed. Like, on paper, it definitely seems like the Acrobat's the way to go here.
I mean, here's the thing: if they had recruited Jason Todd off the streets, I mean, he would have had a field day as a talent.
Oh, for sure.
But no, you want Dick Grayson the Acrobat. Congratulations! Now you got neither.
Now you got a dead talent, no Dick Grayson.
You got no dick now. Congratulations.
Oh, God.
Big rip.
Big
Come on,
rip. Let's move on to our
come
final
on. We have to make
thoughts.
that joke at some point to end this.
I'm glad you made it, Ryan. I'm glad you made it. Let's move on to our final thoughts. Jesus.
Yeah, Zach, what's your final thoughts on this volume?
I enjoyed it a lot. I like the idea of Nightwing a lot. I never really have read any Batman or Bat-Family comics besides Red Hood and the Outlaws, but I do know some of the lore behind Batman. I know like Jason Todd gets unalived and stuff like that. But so it was kind of nice to finally get into this mythos, and this volume did actually get me enticed to start reading Batman: The Court of Owls from New 52.
Right.
And I've been enjoying that as well.
Yeah, no, I think I can't remember if I said it while recording. I know I said it around the time we started recording or right before.
Yeah.
Just yeah, like this is we were sorry, I'm getting messages at the same time as I'm saying this. The best, I think the best reading order right now in terms of volumes is you read volume 1 of Nightwing.
Yeah.
Then to read the first 3 volumes of Batman, and then you just continue on with the rest of Nightwing.
Yeah.
It's what's cool about this with how Nightwing works with Batman, that you go, the best way to read it is by issue, because by release order of issues. But with like reading it in volumes, that's kind of hard to do.
Right.
So like if I don't have the single issues, but if I did, I would love reading it that way, because that synergy between the two series is really good. But yeah, no, I hope you enjoy your Batman Court of Owls and the rest of Nightwing.
I am excited.
Ryan, what are your final thoughts?
I did enjoy it. Nightwing has been my second, third, something not top favorite character in the Bat family, because Red Hood and Orphan and a few others I enjoy more, but like it definitely was enjoyable. I started at Rebirth, and that helped me jump on a little bit more than this did. But I mean, you do need to read New 52 in order to understand Rebirth, so I mean, might as well start off at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of because this doesn't start as like the origin of Nightwing. He's been Nightwing for a few years already. Which another problem with New 52. The entire history of Batman, it happens in the span of 5 years. So like within 5 years, he has 4 Robins.
Yeah, I was like, did
God
you have a
dang.
different Robin?
Oh my God.
it was like Dick Grayson. It was like he was Robin for a year, left, and he was like, all right, well, Jason Todd at the end of the year died. All right, well,
he goes through Robin's like Lamborghinis. Good God, Bruce Wayne.
And then literally he just finds Damian Wayne, and he's like, all right, cool.
I need a new one. Thanks.
Like that's not how it's supposed to be, because in the before New 52 in the original universe, it's been like it spans years.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in New 52, it's like no, you got 5 years. That's it.
Well, they wanted to keep all the characters young, and I'm like, I get that, but like you can't just make
you can't squish all of that
like,
in 5 years.
Right, like at that point you make Dick like join Batman like almost right out the gate. Like he's like 16 years old, and it's like, yo, let's do this.
Yeah. But yeah, my final thoughts on New 52 Nightwing is that if you're interested in Dick Grayson, this is probably the best recent starting point without going to the before New 52 stuff.
I would agree.
Once you go to before New 52 stuff, I feel like you start with the 90s with Chuck Dixon writing Nightwing. Although really interested in Tom Taylor's current run at the moment, starts with issue 78. So yeah, written by Tom Taylor, I think we mentioned earlier, and also one of the illustrators is Robbie Rodriguez, who was the illustrator for Spider-Gwen. There's another illustrator with a similar style. So like the art style seems to be consistent between each issue. I haven't read any of the issues. I'm waiting for the volume to come out. Either comes out in November or December, one of the two. But yeah, this has been our review of New 52 Nightwing Volume 1 by Kyle Higgins, who wrote Radiant Black. You can listen to our Radiant Black episode a few episodes ago with New 52 podcast with Caleb and Joe. If you want to hear the rest of our thoughts on Nightwing and other New 52 stuff and other more comic booky things, tune into our full episode over on Patreon. Link to that in the description. And our Twitter is Committed Critics. That's COMMITTEDCRITS. You can follow us on YouTube at Committed Critics. Spelled the same there. It is here everywhere else, where Ryan and I are currently going through Telltale Batman, the best Batman game ever made. Right, Ryan?
Yes, definitely the best Batman game ever made. Never mind the Arkham series.
Shut up.
I love the combat. It really makes me feel like Batman when I press the letter Q.
The letter
or
Q.
Shift E. You can support us on Patreon. Like I said, link below. Special thanks to our current patrons: Davey Peppers from Game Mechanics, Ryan Kowalkowski from Ryan Plays Drums, Andy Phillips from Andy Phillips, and Jody Wright. And we will see you in 2 weeks, unless you want to listen to more on our Patreon exclusive portion of the episode. Bye-bye!